Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Mum Life and More, and to my Q&A that I've been meaning to get filmed for so long. I think I announced a Q&A when I hit 4,000 subscribers and now I'm at 4,300. So it's been a little while that you guys have been waiting for me to respond to your questions. So I am sorry it's taken me so long. If this is your first time here, my name's Claire and I have been doing YouTube for just over 2 years now, and I tend to, when I get a big milestone, do a Q&A just because there's new subscribers and things, and people may have more questions and things like that. So I tend to do a Q&A when I reach a big subscriber milestone as a celebration. You'll have to forgive me, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so my voice is a bit hoarse and I'm freezing. So we've been out at a car show this morning. I'm tired. I got up at 5:30 and I'm just tired and cold. So I thought if I don't do this now, when I look semi-okay with my hair and makeup sort of done, I'm never going to get it filmed. So yeah, I've got 3 children. I live in the southeast of England. I've been doing YouTube for just over 2 years now, and I put a Q&A out there for anyone who had questions for me, and you guys have come up with quite a few questions. So I think there's 15 questions. So I'm going to try and not make it too long, but if I need to do it in a 2-part, then I will. So I hope you're doing really well, and please bear with me with my funny voice. So the first question is, I don't know who they're from because I've had to take them off my comments and put them in a little email to myself. So I don't actually know who they're from. But the first question on here is, how did you and Gareth meet? So we're 36 now and we met when we were 18. So I think now we've spent half our lives together. We met on a blind date, essentially. I was working in Starbucks with one of my friends from school, and he was working in the Sainsbury's that Starbucks was a part of, and he was working with her sister in Sainsbury's. And at dinner one night when we were out, I was saying oh, I think I'd like a boyfriend. I really would like to find a boyfriend. And they kind of went, oh well, we know who we could set you up with. And I was like, oh, okay then. And they were like, yeah, I think you'd like Gareth. So they sort of set us up on a blind date, and we all went as a big group bowling, and that's when I met him. And I knew immediately that I really liked him. I had butterflies in my tummy before we went because I just had a really good feeling about it. So I just think I knew that I would really like him. When I met him, I was like, oh, he's like Prince Charming. I thought, oh, he looks like Prince Charming. So I just really liked him right from the off. But that's how we met. But I had met him once before, not really met him, but I had an encounter with him when I was finishing my shift at Starbucks. I was bringing in all of the chairs from the outside as I was closing up, and he held the door open for me, and I remember looking at him thinking, oh, he's good looking, but I just said, oh, thank you, and took the chairs in, and that was that. But so I had seen him before, but I didn't know who he was until we met him, and that's how we met. And we just chatted and everything during the evening and got on really well. And then as we were leaving the bowling alley, my friend said to me to Gareth, oh, why don't you drive Claire home? And I was like, yes. And then he drove me home, and here we are, 13 years nearly of marriage later, however many years together, and I think it's nearly 18 years together, and 3 kids. So yeah, there we go. So that blind date worked out well. The next question is, did we have names picked out for our children if they were in a different gender? So yes and no. So when we were expecting Zach, we didn't know if he was going to be a girl or a boy. We didn't know. So we had a boy's name picked out, which was not the boy's name that we stuck with at the end. We were going to call him Elvis. Because I really like the name Elvis. We're going to call him Elvis Angelo. Angelo after my great granddad. Elvis because we just liked it and it was sort of unique. But then we changed it to Zachary. We had an alternative of Zachary, just in case. We didn't think he looked like an Elvis when he came out. So that's how he ended up being Zachary. But had he been a girl, he would have been called Lillian. I really like the name Lillian. Possibly just Lily, or possibly Lillian, but I really like the name Lillian. We also threw about the name Bonnie for him, because one of the Toy Story movies, this is so random, one of the Toy Story movies had a little girl called Bonnie in it, and I was like, oh, I really like that name, Bonnie. So yeah, Bonnie, Lily or Bonnie, probably Lily. As if you've been around on my channel, you'll know my youngest is called Lily, so we obviously like the name Lily. Charlie, we found out he was a boy, and I kind of had an inkling he was going to be a boy, and I picked up the name Charlie. I had banded about the name Aubrey for a girl, but like we didn't have any girls' names picked because I just thought he'd be a boy. And then Lily, if she had been a boy, was going to be Joey. And even being a girl, we nearly called her Joey for a girl because I really like the name Joey. And there's actually a female actress called Joey, but I can't remember what her surname is. She's in that film Mallrats, if anyone's seen that. Probably in some others, but that's the only one I can remember her from. So yeah, she would have been Joey. Joey if she was a boy. I don't know what middle name we would have picked for her. But yeah, so she's obviously Lily. But yeah, if she'd been a boy, she'd have been Joey. And I really like the name Joey. I know I'm bummed out I'll never get to use it, but yeah, never mind. So yeah, and also my favourite NASCAR driver is Joey Logano. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, I like it, and that's kind of, yeah, Joey, I like the name Joey. But we didn't have one for Charlie. We didn't have a girl's name for Charlie. I think I just kind of had a gut feeling that he was going to be a boy, so we didn't really put too much focus on a girl's name. But I did like the name Aubrey, but I don't think Gareth was sold on that, so he wouldn't have been that if he'd been a girl. And then the next question is, name 3 positive things about yourself. And this is difficult, isn't it? When you're asked to, I'm sorry, I've just had lunch, so I'm like, oh, so camera ready. And my house is a complete mess. I haven't made my bed or anything. I was meant to apologise about that at the start, but you know, you're just lucky that my bra's not in the background, because usually it is. 3 positive things about myself. I'm kind. I am kind. I always try to be kind anyway. I always try to be kind. I try not to judge. I try not to make snap judgments. And I think that is a positive thing, because we all make snap judgments. But I really do try hard not to make snap judgments about people or judge other people's situations, because I'm not in their situation. People aren't in my situation. So until you're in that exact same situation, in those circumstances, you can't judge. Unless it's something that's a very fine, a very cut and dry moral code thing. Yeah, I try not to make judgments about people. And another positive thing about myself, I'm kind. I try not to judge people. And what's another positive thing about me? I'm quite headstrong, I guess. I'm headstrong. I think that could be like a not positive thing, but a positive as well. So I am quite headstrong. I won't be pushed around. And I'm headstrong. I'm headstrong. I forge my own path. Someone said to me, a friend said, like, a quality about me was I forge my own path. And I think she's quite right about that. Yeah. So I'm headstrong. And I think that is a good quality to have. It's definitely a quality my daughter has as well. And whilst it's challenging raising her, it's going to be something that sets her in good stead, I think, as she gets to be an adult, because people won't push her about. And then someone says, this is so funny, do you find that you're getting less hate on your channel now? But I don't know if that's because you just block. Oh, do you find you're getting less hate on your channel now? I never see any, but I don't know if that's because you just block and delete. Yeah, you're exactly right. I block and delete them. I have all my comments held for review, so no comments get through without me approving them. So if it's a not nice one or a negative comment, it just goes in the bin and it flies out of my head. I just don't entertain it anymore. I don't even think about, I know that they're out there. I know there's trolls out there. I don't think about them anymore. And genuinely don't think about them anymore. I just focus on the nice things. Because I don't want to give negative energy any more of my time than I need to, or I have done in the past. And I've got enough dealing with, like, in the here and now, to worry about what's going on elsewhere on the internet that doesn't even matter, or the comments that come into my inbox that are a bit judgy. I haven't got time for it, so they just go. So yeah, I'm getting a bit less hate, but that's because I allow less of it in. I don't allow it in, so yeah. But however much I do get, or was getting, or may get, it is so, like, it's like this, and then the positive and the lovely is like this. It's like huge. So the positive definitely outweighs the negative. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing YouTube still. When I'm filming this, what was your last mum guilt moment? Oh gosh, what was my last mum guilt moment? I'm going to pause it and have a quick think. Got it. Got it. So yesterday I was vlogging the shopping and I didn't feel amazing, and I've just got so much to do this weekend. I had a very busy day, and Lily came up to me and she was like just messing about, like tapping my bum and stuff, and I got quite irritated with her because I just needed to get the shopping vlogged and put away. I can't remember what else we were doing yesterday. We were going out as well. And yeah, I just kind of like snapped at her and just told her to get out of the kitchen. And then I felt guilty because she was like, I just want to be with you. And I was like, I don't want you with me if you're going to be really irritating. I've asked you to stop and you're not stopping. And I probably got I yelled. I yelled. I yell at my kids. I'm not making, I'm not going to be one of those parents that sits there and says, I don't yell at my kids. I bloody well do. Sometimes very loudly. I'll apologise afterwards if I've lost my rag with them. But yeah, that was my last mum guilt moment. I thought, I probably shouldn't have reacted quite like that. But I said to her, look, I'd asked you to stop. I don't feel great. I'm busy. The house is absolute chaos. I've just got a lot on at the moment. And I really needed you not to be irritating. And then you carried on doing it. And you didn't listen to me. So yeah, that was my last mum guilt moment yesterday. And I don't think I've had a mum guilt moment this morning or this afternoon. So they think I'm the best mum at the moment because I got them McDonald's and McFlurries for their lunch on the way home from the car show. So at the moment I'm on the top of their mum scale. But Charlie did tell me he hated me this morning when I said I wouldn't buy him an ice cream when we were at the place. So, it swings and roundabouts with kids, isn't it? Someone else says, how did you find the transition from your kids going from babies/toddlers to being older? Hard. It's so hard, especially because I was in it for quite a while. And it says, are you enjoying this new era? I am finding the joy in this new era. So the first part of the question, yes, I did find it hard. I did find it difficult. I was so used to being in that baby phase, that baby toddler phase. Whenever they start school, it's very emotional for me. And then what I struggle with is I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be spending more of their time without me than they are with me. And I really struggle with that, going from knowing everything about what goes on with them to not knowing hardly anything about what happens to them during the day, because they never tell you what goes on at school. You might get tidbits, but you don't get the whole full story of what goes on. So that is a hard transition. What I'm liking more now, and I still need to separate this because so now they can get themselves dried and dressed after the shower. They still, the two younger ones still want me to dry them. And that's fine. If I've got time, I will. But sometimes I'm like, no, you do it. I'm busy. I've got to get on with this. And they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, fine. I'll dry you then. I find, I keep getting ping-ponged messages. I find that I feel guilty, when I don't dry them and stuff, because I'm like, oh, well, I won't always want me to do it. And they don't need me to do it now. They want me to do it. So because they want me to do it, even though it's because they're a bit lazy, essentially, I do want to do that. But it is nice knowing that it's a bit more freeing, knowing that I can just go get dressed and they will do it. So I am enjoying this new era, but it is hard transitioning from the baby bit. And in a weird way, and I don't know, tell me in the comments if it's just me, if I'm weird, or if other people feel like this too. When they become older and less needy, I feel a bit redundant and less important as a mum. I feel like when I've got a very young child, not at school, my motherhood status is more important than if they're older, which is ridiculous because they need me so much. I never get a moment's peace. I never ever get a moment's peace. And I'm 36 and I still need my mum loads. I call her all the time. She helps me so much. Me and Gareth were just discussing the other day, my mum is amazing with the amount of support she provides, and I hope that I can do that for my kids when they're older. I want to be able to do that. So I just hope they don't move too far away from me geographically so that I can see them all the time. So that's what I struggle with. I guess that's maybe my own identity of feeling not as important as a mum now that they're getting a bit older, because I'm not in the trenches up to my elbows in nappies and someone needing me 100% of the time. So that's what I've struggled with, I think, is wrapping my head around it, of feeling like I'm not as important in my own mind of where my status is as a mother, if that makes any kind of sense. Even though on the other hand, I know it's ridiculous. And if someone were to turn around and say to me, I don't feel important anymore, I'd be like, well, of course you're important. They need you for everything. Without you, they wouldn't be here. You know, they need you to cook, clean, wash their stuff, make sure they got everything for school, take them to school, pick them up, run them around clubs, da da da. Like, you're so needed. But it's just me in my brain. So I hope that answers that question. But then again, I am enjoying this new era. Like today, when we were at the car show, we just kind of left them eat like with their hot chocolates, and they were eating their breakfast. We'd gone to buy them hot chocolates, and we were in the line, and we could just leave them at the table, knowing that they're okay. Whereas like a year ago, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Lily was a bit younger, and like now Zach's that much older, I know that he will like say sit down, stay there, and he'll keep an eye on her. So that's nice. It's a bit more freeing. Can't have an uninterrupted like conversation at the park though. They still want me to push them on the swings and things like that, which I'm trying to embrace, because I'm like, there's not going to be that much longer where they're going to constantly want me to push them on the swings and things like that. So yeah, I do try and embrace that bit of it. But then again, if we go to soft play or something, they're just off. They're off. I can sit down. If I'm with a friend, I can have a largely uninterrupted, almost uninterrupted conversation. Like when me and Rio went out, you know, we didn't get that many interruptions, a few, but not as many as like, when you like got a toddler and you have to go around the soft play with them, and it's just, you know, God, you know, you're just like, oh, please get me out of here. So I am enjoying it. I am learning to embrace the change. Another question. Let's see, where's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Do your kids enjoy school? And if so, what's their favourite subject? They do enjoy school. My eldest is absolutely mad about geography. He wants to be an explorer. He wants to be a traveller. He wants to travel the world, which I want him to do. But part of me is like, my baby, please don't go. But I do want him to do that. He wants to go all different places. He wants to travel around Europe. He wants to do everything, which is amazing. So geography, and he's also interested in history. He likes history. I don't know what my middle one, Charlie, I don't know what his favourite subject is. He likes science and he loves making things. So when he goes to seniors and they do like DT or design technology or making things, he's going to love that. He's going to be all over that. So yeah, art. He loves art, like making things. He's very much a maker, a creative one. So I'd say art is probably one of his favourite. And science, he wants to know how things work. And my youngest, Lily, I don't know, she hates phonics. I can put that one out there. She hates phonics. So she does like school, but she cries a lot of the mornings when she goes in. She just wants to be with mummy. And she is like one of the youngest in her class, because she's a July baby. So, yeah, and she's only in year 1. But she enjoys their topics that they do. Like they study a separate like project topic where we go for an outcome at the end of like the term or whatever. Those are her favourite things. And she gets quite excited about those, especially when they did the Great Fire of London. She really listened to that and she could tell me all the facts and things. At the moment, they're doing maps and like learning about the local area and local knowledge. And she drew a map with a key and everything and coloured it in and just came and showed me it. And whilst it might not be like 100% accurate, it's amazing that she did it. I was so impressed, and it's pretty good, I have to say. So yeah, she likes that. But if I said to her, do you want to stay at home with me today or go to school, she'd want to stay at home with me. Whereas the boys are very much, they do look forward to school, like they don't mind going. Let me see how long this has gone on for, because I might need to separate it into 2, because I don't want to bore you. Right, I've rambled on for near enough 20 minutes and I've still got several questions to get through. So I think I'm going to have to separate this into 2 parts and just upload them like one day after another. So yeah, this is the end of part 1 of my Q&A for hitting 4,000 subscribers. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and please stick around, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload another video, especially the second part of the Q&A and any future videos. And yeah, I'll see you in part 2.